Hi, my name is Tony Buddy. I am the State Minister for Citizenship and Multicultural Interests, and welcome to our Multicultural Cooking Series. Today, we're fortunate to be in the Midalia household. I have Geoff and Lindy with me. Thank you very much for allowing us to come to your house. Look, Geoff, I don't know if you're going to have a prominent role to play in this episode, but thank you very much for allowing us to be here. I'm sure Lindy will ask you to do maybe some things, but I think...
Tap dance.
Tap dance. You are going to be the one that's going to be cooking today.
Yes.
So what are we cooking?
So we're cooking gefilte fish.
And this is part of the Jewish cuisine?
It is part of the Jewish cuisine, yes.
Okay, so I'm really looking forward to it. Lindy, before we get going, I think Geoff's going to explain a bit about the origins.
Yes.
Right. So gefilte fish is historical, mostly for the religious observant Jewish members of the faith, who on a Sabbath, once the Sabbath starts, which is Friday when the sun goes down, are not supposed to do any work. So as an easy starting course for a meal, and the Sabbath is, dinner is where a whole family would congregate, children and grandchildren, everything. They would use fish, any fish they could get, but so that they didn't have to debone it, which would mean doing work, they could put the whole fish through the mincer and make a starting dish out of it. It was also the dish that is used for Passover, or Pesach as we call it, Passover being a very historical occasion that's repeated every year by every Jewish family around the world. And again, gefilte fish is the starting dish. It can be boiled, it can be fried, it can be made into a loaf. So
what are we doing today?
Today we're going to do fried gefilte fish.
Okay, so this is really a very symbolic part of the Jewish culture.
Yes.
And,
And
so
it's a
thank you.
simple recipe.
Very traditional.
Very simple.
It's not hard.
Okay, so I'm really looking forward to it, and let's get going. Okay, so Lindy, what are the ingredients?
Very simple. We've got fish fillets here. We've got eggs. We've got 2 onions, 2 carrots, some garlic, because my mum always liked to put garlic in, and salt and pepper and breadcrumbs. So very sort of simple fare.
So is there any family variation here, or is this the normal way of doing it?
I would say probably the garlic.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
She always used to like to add a little bit of garlic to it.
Beautiful. So it's reasonable, simple ingredients.
Very simple, yeah.
So, okay, what do we do now?
So now we're going to put it through the mincer, so it gets all nice and mushed
fantastic.
up.
Beautiful.
So I might have to turn this around. So first of all, I think we'll beat our eggs.
All right, yeah.
4 eggs, depending on how much. This is about, it's supposed to be a kilo of fish. I think it's a little bit over. Okay, so we're just going to beat. I'm going to cut up the carrots into small pieces so I can get them through the mincer.
So you have to have a mincer, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be able to do it any other way.
I think, I've always done it with a mincer. I don't know how else you would do it.
That'd be hard. What's your trick about not having crying eyes when you cut your onions? I was told that if you put them in water before you cut it.
I've tried that. I've tried taking the little stalk out, and nothing works. So now I'm going to start with the carrots.
Right. Okay.
Let's hope this works. All the carrots are coming out very nice and minced, small pieces. 2 pieces of garlic going in.
Family secret, that.
That's my mum.
Yeah, your mum's secret. Now the onions.
Now the onions.
So Lindy, of course, cutting the fish now before we put it into the mincer, right?
Yes, I'm going to cut the fish so I can push it through the mincer, so the pieces are not too big. Here we go.
I've never seen fish being put through a mincer.
Yeah, I've just always, this is how my mum taught me.
Yeah.
I've never known any other way to do it.
I think it would be the only way you could do it, I imagine. Okay, lovely colour. And so what do we do now, Lindy?
So now I'm going to add the eggs.
Okay.
I'll just give them another little bit of a whiz around.
Right.
And I'll give it a little bit of a
Cool.
mix
Gee, it's
around.
quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah, we're trying to get it so it's not too runny, so that's why we're going to add our breadcrumbs.
Ah, right.
And hopefully that will be enough breadcrumbs, we'll see. I might add in a little bit of salt.
Right.
This is half a teaspoon.
Yep.
It should be, I don't like too much salt in it.
Yeah.
And
Pepper.
probably maybe a quarter
All right. So
of a
half
teaspoon.
again. Yeah. Okay. So half the measurement of the salt.
Yeah, and then I'm going to add my breadcrumbs.
Okay. All right.
Possibly might have to add a little bit more.
So that gives it a bit of binding.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the eggs and the breadcrumbs will bind it a little bit, so you can see it's a little bit
Yeah. Pretty
thicker now.
Yeah, yeah. Geoff, your role in the Jewish community of Perth or WA.
Okay, so the Jewish community of Perth is about 8 or 10,000 people. It's not a large community, it's a very vibrant community. So we have 25 different organizations in the community, ranging from schools to synagogues to sporting groups, Maccabi, to aged care, and a whole range of them. Those 25 sit under an umbrella group called the Jewish Community Council of WA, and I'm the president of that council, which is a 4-year term, or two by 2-year terms, and then 1 year as immediate past president. I have an executive team, and we work with all those community organisations.
And so the Jewish community of WA, for instance, is made up of Jewish people from many different countries, or is there a predominance of a couple of countries?
Well, there's many different countries that people have come here since the Second World War.
Right.
Then there was quite a bit of a Australian Jewish community, I think.
So what about yourself?
Well, I was born here, and I'll be 74 in a few days, so that's a long time.
Yeah.
My father was born in Tel Aviv, my mother was born in London.
Okay.
She came out as a 17-year-old when London was being bombed, so that was that generation.
I came from England with my parents and my brother in the 60s, so we emigrated out to Perth, straight to Perth.
Yeah. So Lindy, you've done the hard work of mixing it all up.
Yes.
So what's next?
So now we're going to make the fish balls,
Okay.
which you can see they've got enough egg in there. I've added extra breadcrumb because they were too sloppy,
Right.
and they'll just fall apart. So now I've added, and I don't really have measurements. I just put it in, give it a stir, see if
That's a good call.
then feels the mixture to see how it is.
You do by feel.
And then you can see how beautifully that they roll into a ball. And so I'm going to make the balls, and then I'm going to into the fry pan, into hot oil. I'm going to cook them probably for a few minutes, turn them over to the other side until they're nice and brown, and they should be ready to eat.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So if you were to have it, like Sabbath, right? So after, Friday night, you would cook this during the day, or how do you do it?
Well, firstly, we're not religiously observant Jews.
But if you
can
were,
do it any time. You'd do it before the sun went down.
Yeah, and I probably still would make them in the afternoon because it takes quite as you can see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a simple recipe, but
It takes a while.
it takes a little while.
And it's
especially when
only
you're
the
doing these.
starting dish of a meal. You've still got the rest of the meal to make
right.
as well.
Lenny, why don't you make one? Ready for the
Oh, the
pots?
pressure. Following the expert now. So I've got to make it like a little ball.
Yeah,
How's that?
perfect.
Well, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's passable. There you go.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Yay.
All right, we're going to cook it now?
We are going to
Beauty.
cook it.
So we've got
So
the frying oil.
frying oil here, and hopefully you can see it's sizzling, so it's nice
Right.
and hot
Yeah.
as we go.
And they're cooked pretty quickly, yeah?
Probably about 5 to 7 minutes each side.
Right.
So now you can see how beautifully golden brown they are. So I'm going to take them out.
Jeff, what do you reckon? Good?
Oh, I hope they look at the taste as well as they look.
They look beautiful.
Good.
Well done, Lindy. Looking forward to it. So, you know, these have just been cooked, so they're going to be warm, but you can
Yes.
have them with cold as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Great to take on picnics,
Yeah.
to have with salad on a weekend if you want a cold dish
Take
in the
them to
summer.
work for lunch.
Definitely take them to
Yeah.
work for lunch.
Yeah.
Right, there we are.
So what do you reckon? That looks beautiful. Really looking forward to having a taste. So Lindy, it's obvious that you're a very good cook. So who taught you, mum or dad?
My father taught me
Ah,
because I was 19 years old and couldn't boil water,
right.
and they were going away and leaving my brother and myself to look after the house. And my father thought he'd better teach me how to do basic cooking because he was Mum was a good cook, but Dad was a really great cook as well.
Well, look, this beautiful book here, lovely
So old.
old cooking book, and I think it's
About 1930s, I think.
1934, the Jewish Chronicle Cookery Book. Well,
Yeah,
they're by the same author,
yeah,
that's right. So this is called
Florence Greenberg.
So what's the history behind this? Is it your mum's?
It was my late mother's. She must have had it, say, from maybe when she was about 20 and, you know, getting married. And this is the book that most of the Jewish women had to cook all the different recipes. And then you'll see sort of little writing of hers in
I
the
saw that
margins.
before we ever had a look at it.
And she passed it on to me.
Yeah.
And I just keep it because
Lovely.
it's part of her.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, look, Lindy and Jeff, thank you for inviting us into your beautiful home.
pleasure.
And this has been fantastic. I mean, Lindy, you've just done an amazing job. I can't wait till we taste it. But what else have we got here, Jeff?
Well, firstly, there's another ingredient of horseradish mixed with shredded beetroot, which in Hebrew is called chrein. And that's the traditional additive to gefilte fish. You really can't have one without the other. It gives it a lovely extra flavour. We've also got a lovely dip that Lindy has made that is smoked trout.
Right.
And some fresh bagels made this morning to put the trout on with a salad and a glass of wine. And
I mean, how good? How good? So,
ask for
Lindy, I
more.
think now the final test is that.
Absolutely. Go ahead and try.
Okay, so shall we? Well, look, I'm going to offer you first, and you've done the hard work.
Oh, thank you. There we go.
looking good.
Okay, Jeff, you want to put your fork there?
Thank you. Like me to put one on your plate too?
Yes, thanks.
Which one was yours? Do you remember?
I think actually Lindy's got mine.
I've got yours.
All right,
There you
beautiful.
go.
Well, I think we can. Let's just have a taste of this first. shall we?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, you can see the lovely colour of the carrot.
nice. Oh, lovely flavour.
That is beautiful, Lindy.
well done. Ooh.
That is absolutely gorgeous. It looks, smells, and it tastes
I think
beautiful.
good amount of salt and pepper.
Well, Jeff and Lindy, it's been absolutely great learning a bit more about the Jewish cuisine. And folks, this is, as I said, is another episode in our Multicultural Cooking Series. This will be up on the AMI website with all the other episodes in the series, so please go to the AMI website to have a look at previous episodes, and do enjoy this one and then share it with your friends. One thing about cooking and one thing about food, it really enriches cultures, and it's really great to learn about different cuisines of different groups that make up our multicultural fabric of West Australia. So Jeff and Lindy, thank you once again, and well done Lindy, and well done Jeff, and let's enjoy this beautiful cuisine. Cheers.
Cheers.